Hello, my beautiful duckling. Today I want to talk to you about my relationship. I want to talk to you about the type of relationship I'm in, how I define my relationships as being good versus bad, what I consider perfect for a relationship. This is Susie, your beautiful swan queen. Welcome back to the garden. My relationships are interesting, all of my relationships, not just with the specific person, the person you're in a relationship with, the family members, friends. I consider every relationship specific. So when I talk about relationships, you guys all kind of ask me, well, are you married? Are you in a relationship? Yes and no. I'm not married, absolutely positively not married at this time. I know people seem to think I am. I'm not living with anybody at this time because at this time I didn't want to. I am in a relationship with two different guys, and have been with one for 6 years and one for 5 years. So I've been married, divorced. I have a relationship with two separate guys. It is not crazy. It's not out of this earth, and technically I'm manifesting a third. Um, I know, it's a mouthful, but let me explain. All right, so I got divorced, met my specific person, if you guys would like. At that time, it wasn't a good time for me to be in a relationship. I advocate talking to the people you are in a relationship with. Because if you're not talking to the person you're in a relationship with, you're just having a daydream, a fantasy land. You're not actually in that relationship. Because a relationship is communication and it is based on how you get along. So after my divorce, I did not know what a good relationship was. So that specific person who I absolutely positively love beyond words knocked my socks off. But I noticed things that I did in that relationship. You promise? Seriously? You would really do that? That doesn't bother you? And I kept making him have to reassure me about the relationship and the things that he was going to do because I was so used to somebody breaking their word, somebody not doing what they said, being yelled at, a volatile fighting and arguing. So the relationship wasn't meant to be at that time. Extenuating circumstances. I was not ready to jump out of the frying pan into a different pot and have a good relationship because I didn't know what a good relationship was. I met guy number two, and he's an amazing person. Absolutely amazing. He's a gamer. He can sit and listen to me talk for hours, and he literally will tell me bullet points what I told him. I'll be like, "You're ignoring me," and he'll be like, "No, I'm not." And I'm like, "Prove it." And he will tell me what I was telling him about. He knows that if I'm stressed, if I'm upset, and things aren't going right in my life, that I need to talk it to death. And he listens. And if I need advice, he gives me advice. If I just need to vent, he just listens. So he taught me how somebody can listen to you in a relationship, how you can talk back and forth between two people. Guy number three, he's just adorable, is absolutely amazing because he taught me what it was like to be protected by somebody you're in a relationship with. And I know these things don't sound big to a lot of people, but when you are in a relationship, especially when you are a woman, you want to feel safe, you want to feel protected, you want to feel heard, you want to feel loved, you want to feel appreciated, and you want to be respected. Well, these two guys give me a portion of that. They both respect me, they both appreciate me, they both make me know that they are in this relationship. Do they make me feel 100% safe? No. Do they make me feel 100% protected? No. That would be the first one. He's the one that makes me feel all of those feelings. But I would not have known that had I not known the other two guys. I would have not known that you could have a relationship where you have amazing communication. You can talk about everything and anything. Both guys know about the other two that I am currently dating, and neither one of them have a problem. I don't go to guy one and bitch about guy two. I don't go to guy two and bitch about guy one, because there's nothing to actually complain about in those relationships. They're just not the one. They both know it. And when it comes to manifesting guy number three, I'm mixing up my numbers, but y'all know what I mean. The one that I met 6.5 years ago, they know it just wasn't time for me to be in that relationship with them, because I had to learn other things about relationships. I needed to learn what a good relationship was. I needed to learn that people do really have your back. I needed to learn that I could safely discuss topics, religion, politics, sexual preferences, other things, goals, hopes, dreams that we want in a relationship. Again, I talk to people that I'm in a relationship with. So if I am talking to one of them and I do not realize that there's three different guys and I sound like I'm talking about one. And that's what I'm trying to create with number one. The other two say I can't manifest them. In actuality, I did. I manifested the minions showing me a good relationship, what a perfect relationship can be like. The problem was I created it in three different people. One intentionally, but I did. So somebody told me I was in a poly relationship, and I actually had to look up the definition of that. And poly means that you are in a relationship with multiple people and the other person knows that you are non-monogamous. So when I talk to any of my clients, my friends, my family, the first question I get the most is, can I manifest more than one person? Absolutely. I have two that make me feel adored, appreciated, respected. I have one that fits that whole bill, but I didn't realize it. So we need to have communication and relationships with other people to show us sometimes what we want. Because a lot of times well, I don't know what I want. I want my guy to respect me, appreciate me. I want him to love me. I want to be the only one in his world. I want him to spoil me and do all of these things. Well, my daughter, Savannah, and Katie Bug spoil me. My bestie, Ashina, spoils me. She's the, well, no, we didn't get divorced, but they say she's my BFF. She's my workout friend. Was my work partner. She is my go out to dinner partner. She is the person that I go to for if I need to bitch, if I need to talk about things that are not going right and how to figure it out. The two guys, they're my dates. They're my besties. They're my friends first, foremost, and last. And then they are also my partner. But I'm not putting everything on one of them. I am dividing it up because I have 5 people that are close to me that know everything that goes in on my world. If I made that one guy the specific person, it would drive him insane. It did literally drive him insane because I didn't realize, I thought we had to be attached at the hip. I didn't realize that he could leave the house and I didn't have to worry about where he was going, what he was doing, who he was talking to. like I did in my marriage. So when we have relationships, they build. And because I am a manifesting genius, all five of them tell me that I had to learn certain things in order to be with that one. So every relationship teaches us something. And you cannot expect one person to fulfill absolutely 100% of everything that goes on in your world. Because your spouse, your significant other, your happily unmarried partner, they have needs of their own that need to be met. And one of their needs is not being overwhelmed by you. It's being loved and respected and appreciated by you. So if I had dumped all of this on that person 6.5 years ago, Jared and I wouldn't be together anyways because he would have gotten tired of, you promise, you promise, you said that, so you promise. And then it wasn't once, it was, you promise, really? Because I didn't have that faith of what a good relationship was. So the phrase, too good to be true, applies a lot here to different people. But when you are in a relationship, everybody's in a relationship with multiple people. I am in with two guys. Both of them know literally about the other. I can actually talk to either one of them about the other if I needed to or wanted to. Because they say, as long as the other one's willing to share, I don't care. That's me. It's 100% me. I've had the perfect relationship with these two for 5 years with no problems, no arguments, no scheduling issues. So when I say anything is possible, I didn't realize what I did until somebody pointed it out, and I kept having to answer the questions. And then somebody went, oh, poly. What's poly? I don't know. Monogamous relationships are absolutely amazing if that's what you want. Monogamous relationships are perfect. When I was growing up, we called it dating. So I thought I'm just dating two guys and we both have the perfect relationship. Apparently, we have a new name for it. Again, with the names, we all know how Susie feels. Name it, claim it. But when you are trying to figure out your reality and what you want, so many people say, I don't know what I want. Well, you can't have good if you don't know bad. You can't have perfect if you don't know what imperfect is. So in picking apart my relationships, I literally was told these are the perfect relationships for you because I'm getting exactly what I want from both of them. I'm not expecting this one to make me feel like this one does. I'm not expecting that one to make me feel like this one does. I don't expect them to do the same thing. The one I want, though, I know it has to come with flowers. Silly, stupid flowers. I don't mean rose bushes. I mean actual cut flowers you buy at the store and you put in a vase and I have to water. I mean, bring me home a rose, bring me home a bouquet of flowers. That's not a deal breaker, but it's the one thing missing out of both relationships. And they both tell me they don't do flowers. I make a game out of it because I can get them to give me flowers because I will do something or won't do something, and when they cave, I get flowers. Piece of cake. Whether I collect or not is irrelevant. Do either one of them watch my YouTube channel? No, they're both bad in that case. Horrible. One actually does not do YouTube, and the other one is a gamer, so he'd rather listen to his music and play video games than actually watch YouTube videos. That takes up too much energy. But the one does help me when I have like some issues with soundproofing. He's looking for a video editing program for me because he's a gamer. And he says he'll learn how to do it before he gives it to me so that when I mess it up, he can fix it. Perfect relationship. The other one literally knows I manifest, and he asked me one day why I wasn't manifesting him. And I said, well, I thought we had the perfect relationship. He said, we do. I just wanted to know why. And I said, well, do I have permission? And he looked at me and he goes, well, why aren't you? And I said, do I have permission? He said, why aren't you? I talk to people. So I knew going into this, the three of us did not want to get married. And because the three of us did not want to get married, it is still the perfect relationship. Whether or not I do it long term, I have no clue. But I'm enjoying my life while I'm waiting for another manifestation to show up. I'm not sitting here staring out the window going, where is he? Where is he? I'm actually out doing things. I'm having the adventure of a lifetime. I am creating my own happy place. Because when I'm happy and when the minions finish doing their job and delivering my order, that will be perfect in its own right because I'm now prepared for it. So many people get back with their specific person and then I have to fix it, which is why I preach until I am blue in the face and I swear I'm going to turn into Smurfette that you must say happily in this relationship. I'm happy in this relationship because if you're not happy with this relationship, you manifested them back, it's not going to be a happy relationship. So in order to have my happily ever after, I had to learn what that was. So I can teach you how to have a great relationship because I had a long marriage. I knew what some good was, what a lot of bad was. I knew what chaos was. I knew what peace was. But I didn't know how to put all of the good into a relationship because I was always waiting for the shoe to drop. And when you are waiting for a shoe to drop, there's absolutely nothing you guys can do unless you figure out how to change it. So if you have never been married, never lived with a person, you have no idea what it is like to wake up every morning and go to bed every night with that same person. You have no idea what it's like to be quarantined with that person for 2 weeks. This quarantine and everybody having to stay home is going to show a lot of people what they love in their relationships, what they hate in their relationships, and I guarantee you it's going to create a lot of strong relationships and it's going to create a lot of divorces because they're going to realize they really don't like the person that they're living with. They really don't want to be in this relationship, but they got comfortable. And because they got comfortable, they stayed. It was knowing that they went home and the house wasn't empty. I have learned multiple things. I have learned to love my own company. I have learned to love myself. I have learned what a good relationship is. I know the difference between a good relationship and a bad relationship. So the relationship I am creating, I would have to change one or the other or amplify those relationships. But since I went into it knowing I didn't want to marry them, and yet I still saw the other person a year ago and realized that's the one I want to be happily ever after with, that is what I am creating. So when you're manifesting, you can change your mind, but neither one of them are going to be upset because I'm not hiding anything. I'm open, I'm honest, and I'm forthcoming. So when you come to me for help and you want to manifest that perfect relationship, you need to know what a perfect relationship in your reality is. And guess what? I had to learn that, which is how I unintentionally became poly. Still not sure I like that word. but it's the truth. And the whole thing about manifesting is if you don't like something, change it. We all came into it to change it. I actually came into manifestation to change relationships, to learn how to have better relationships because I didn't like the way my relationships were. So I have been able to form a better relationship and keep peace, joy, and happiness no matter what. But you know, the coolest thing about this is when I did that bleed out, I had two people spoiling me that actually adored me. I had my daughter, I had Katie, I also had my guys. I was never alone at that point in time. My bestie was there, so my two guys, my two girls, and my bestie, who is affectionately known as the wife. So I have my bestie, and no, we're not that bestie. I have my two guys, and I have my girls. And because I have these amazing relationships, I can teach you how to have an amazing relationship without having to go through everything that I did. I can cut through that crap. I can pick out your words that you are saying about your relationship and change it like that because that phrase, that question, or that word is what's really causing your relationships to be good or bad. You guys have an absolutely wonderful day. I love you. Subscribe, hit the like button, and as always, tell me why what I'm sharing with you is drastically changing your life for the better.